Hi, Paul here from Trekitt with Harry as usual, and today we are out and about on what is actually a rather chilly day. It was a bit sunny earlier, but the clouds come over. It's about 6 or 7 degrees. There's a bit of a wind, so it's a bit of a wind chill, and we are situated above Trekitt, Langatuk. We've got the beautiful Black Mountains behind us, and I've come out today to talk to you about this focused jacket. It's the Haglofs Nordic Mimic jacket. We're going to tell you what it is, what all the features are, what it's good for, what its intended purpose is, why we like it, etc, etc. So stay tuned right to the end, and I will endeavour to fill your brains with lots of Haglofs related information. Okay, so before I start prattling on about all the techie stuff, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and if you hit the little bell icon, you'll get notifications as soon as we post any new videos. Okay, so what is it? Well, it's a hybrid insulated and hybrid fabricked, if that's a word, jacket that is aimed at technical winter mountaineering. It's quite a focused product. It's quite what we kind of term in Trekitt is quite pointy, yeah, so it's not really a kind of a general use jacket. It's very much intended for serious mountain use in winter, in cold, wet conditions. It uses some really clever synthetic insulation, and it uses 2 different types of fabric to provide warmth, windproofing, weather resistance, high weather resistance, and the design is very much focused around a more vertical environment where you'd be wearing either a rucksack hip belt or a climbing harness, and you're going to be out using this in pretty horrible winter conditions, and you want to stay protected but also be comfortable and have masses of breathability. Right, before we get started on what this amazing jacket is made from, I think it's only fair to warn you that this is going to take a while. There's a lot of technology going on here. The Haglofs have used 2 different types of fabric. They've used 2 different elements of insulation, and all of the materials and the fabrics used in this jacket are Blue Sign approved, which makes it a very environmentally and friendly, sustainable product. So what is Blue Sign, I hear you ask? What's Blue Sign, Paul? Blue Sign is a standard that's been established that improves the whole production process of garments, materials, etc. And it ensures that no nasty chemicals are used. There's actually a list of about 900 plus nasty chemicals that you're not allowed to use to get the Blue Sign standard, so you can be sure that no harsh chemicals have been used in the process. It ensures that the factories where the materials are produced, that their wastewater is being dealt with properly, that they're using sustainable energy sources, that their workforce are cared for. So basically the whole thing, the whole process, right from raw material through to finished garment, is sustainable and ethically sound. Okay, so back to the jacket. The first thing you'll notice is there's 2 different construction types here. So over the top here, go over the front of my chest, down to here, over my shoulders, and the hood itself are covered with Haglofs' own proof fabric. That is a 2-layer waterproof and breathable fabric that is made from 100% recycled polyester. So these proof areas of the jacket are insulated with Primaloft Gold 40 gram per square metre sheet insulation. So that resists compression, it resists moisture better, and it's just a really reliable, superb insulating material. It also has what they call cross-core technology. So what is cross-core technology, I hear you ask? What's cross-core technology, Paul? Cross-core technology is the addition of aerogel. What's aerogel? Aerogel is an amazing material. It's actually the lightest solid known to man. It's made up of something like 95-96% air, and it is an incredible insulating material. It's developed by NASA. It was used on space shuttles and stuff like that. Anyway, it's very clever, very, very lightweight. And what it does is it adds significant amounts of warmth with hardly any weight penalty. So it weighs virtually nothing, but adds loads of warmth. So what they do is they chop up this aerogel, mix it in with the Primaloft. It virtually adds nothing to the weight, but dramatically increases the insulation and just makes it perform much better. So all these areas around here, shoulders, hood, chest, you've got that Primaloft Gold cross-core technology insulation. The rest of the jacket, so this kind of quilted area, the bit that isn't the proof basically, is covered with a lightweight 20D Pertex Quantum 100% recycled fabric. So a nice, ethical, sustainable product. This has also got a DWR, well, the whole jacket is coated with a DWR. That's a durable water repellency. And that just means that when light rain and snow, etc., hit the face fabrics, they bead up and they run off and just stop the jacket from absorbing quite so much moisture and help it to dry out quicker should it get wet. So all these Pertex parts of the jacket, you'll notice, has a quilted construction. So each of these little squares, as opposed to a tube, which you would get through with a stitch-through baffle, so it's a quilted construction, and each of these little squares is filled with Haglofs' own Mimic Platinum Ultra Cluster insulation. That's, as the name implies, Mimic. It mimics the natural properties of down. So rather than being a sheet insulation like you've got it up at the top here, you've got little clusters of synthetic fibres that fluff up and trap the air much the same way as natural down. It gives a much softer, much more compressible, much more breathable part of the jacket while still retaining excellent insulation. And then the other clever bit about this insulation, why it gets the name platinum, is because, no, it hasn't got platinum in it, it's got graphene in it. Graphene is an incredible conductor, and what it does is it spreads the warmth around the jacket really evenly, helping to eliminate cold spots and helping to sort of heat the jacket up really quickly. So it grabs the heat that you're producing, spreads it out through that lovely, soft, fluffy insulation, so you get kind of instant warmth, instant cook up, and the jacket feels fantastic. And it does work very, very, very well. I mean, it is cold up here. I've been complaining to Harry that it is cold. He's made me come out here. But I've got this jacket on and I'm plenty warm enough. My hands are getting cold, but apart from that, I'm quite toasty. So it does work very, very well, and you do notice how quickly you warm up when you put this jacket on. And then the final bit of the construction, the kind of the third fabric, if you like, so you've got the proof, you've got the Quantum, you've got the Mimic Platinum, you've got the Primaloft Gold, you've also got, running down the sides here, you've got Haglofs' own 4-way stretch, flexible, soft shell material. It's a mix of polyester, polyamide and elastane to give a kind of a super durable but stretchy soft shell material to enhance the breathability, to dump excess heat when you're working hard. Remember, I said this jacket is a very focused piece, and the intention is that you're going to be wearing this when working hard in really nasty conditions, yomping up mountains or mountaineering, thrutching up horrible gullies. And what you don't want to be doing is overheating. You want to be protected, so those side panels just help with the breathability and also help with the fit because they're stretchy. So if you're wearing this over other layers, it just gives you a little bit more freedom of movement with the jacket. We've talked about the amazing synthetic insulating materials that have all been treated to resist moisture buildup. We've got that waterproof fabric up on the top here over the hood and the shoulders and the chest. We've got this Pertex fabric with the DWR and all that amazing Mimic Platinum graphene infused Wonder material. And despite all that technology and despite all those DWRs and fabrics, etc., this jacket isn't 100% waterproof. So please don't expect to stay 100% dry in this bad boy in really, really heavy rain. We would always advocate that you carry with you a hard shell, just in case. When I say just in case, it always rains in the UK, doesn't it? And you're always going to encounter heavy rain, so have a hard shell with you at all times. Having said that, you're going to have to try exceptionally hard to get wet in this thing, and it is designed primarily to be worn on the outside to deal with some pretty nasty conditions. Okay, let's rattle through the features. Oh, I was just complaining to Harry that my hands are getting cold. To be honest, most of the main features are in all that amazing fabric and technology and insulation that we talked about earlier, but you do get everything you need for proper full-on mountain use. Get a fully insulated hood with that proof fabric over the top with a stiffened visor to stop that falling down over your eyes, and it's got a fully adjustable system, which is really neat actually. It's just a single draw cord at the back which pulls it in around your face and around the crown to tighten that up, and it will fit obviously over a climbing helmet. It's a climbing piece, it's a mountaineering piece, and the assumption is you will be wearing a climbing helmet with this. The main zip is a one-way YKK Vislon zip, ultra reliable in freezing cold conditions, keep working even if it gets covered in ice and snow, etc. And then pockets wise, you may have noticed, or you may not have noticed, there are no pockets down the bottom here. There's no hand warmer pockets, because the assumption is this is going to be tucked into a climbing harness, or you're going to have a rucksack hip belt on, and that's just going to stop those pockets from working. So there's no pockets down the bottom here. The external pockets up at the top here, so you get these two huge chest pockets. I mean, they are monstrous. And inside this one, so the one on my left, there's a little mesh section here, great place to pop your phone. So if you're grabbing other stuff out of there, your phone's not going to get whipped out by mistake, and it just keeps it nice and neat and secure inside the pocket. And then on this side here, you've just got another great big chest pocket. You can stuff that up with hats, gloves, etc, etc, etc. So a minimal pocket set, placed nice and high, keep out the way of rucksacks, etc. And then at the end of the sleeves, you've got a simple elasticated binding, or lycra binding, just fit nice and snug around the wrist, but will stretch to fit mitts or gloves, which I wish I had with me because my hands are getting very cold. And then down at the bottom, you've got a dual hem draw cord, which is really good for cinching this up and making sure that it's nice and snug around your bum. And talking of which, here's my bum. You'll see it's nice and long at the back. It's got a dropped tail and it sits down really long, giving you plenty of coverage and plenty of warmth around your back. It really does help to keep the warmth inside the jacket. So a minimal feature set, but there's plenty there to keep you satisfied in the mountains. Okay, so how does the Nordic Mimic jacket fit? Well, it fits, it's got a kind of a regular fit because it's designed to go over layers. It's an outer layering piece. So if you're familiar with our videos, you'll know that I'm 6'3", 42-inch chest, 34-inch waist, and I weigh about 13.5 stone. And this is a size large, and it's, you know, it's a regular roomy-ish fit. I've just got a lightweight mount equipment switch jacket under here and a lightweight T base layer. Kind of wishing I had some extra layers because it's quite chilly stood up here. And there is room under there if I wanted to pile something heavier on, but it's not so baggy that it's going to be inefficient with just light layers. So a kind of an easy, regular fit designed to go over the top of layers. Where does it fit in the layering system? Well, I think I've been banging on about that pretty much through the whole of this video. It is primarily an outer jacket. You've got that proof fabric up on the top there, so obviously that's designed to shrug off the elements. You've got that DWR, you've got that synthetic insulation, all designed to deal with the damp and the cold and the wet and the wind. So it's primarily an outer jacket for active use in the mountains. I suppose in extreme conditions you could use it as a mid layer, but to be honest, there are far more breathable options available that would work better as a mid layer. This is primarily designed as an outer. You could keep it in your pack if you're working particularly hard and you don't need the insulation, and then throw it over the top when you're sat at a belay. or if you're just stopped for some food or a navigation check and you just want some extra insulation to chuck over the top of all your layers, it would work for that. But for me, this would be something I would put on at the start of the day. I'd keep on all throughout the day, and it would keep me warm and protected in some pretty horrible conditions. Okay, that's it. That is the rather lovely, technologically advanced and environmentally friendly Haglofs Nordic Mimic hooded jacket. It's a lovely thing. It uses some very, very clever technology in that insulation. It uses a clever combination of hybrid fabrics, and you've got that great environmental story as well. Very focused piece, designed primarily for more vertical and more kind of higher output mountain activities. But if that's your bag, this should be on your kit list. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've managed to endure all that technical jargon and all that stuff through the video. You've made it to the end. It's been a pleasure as always. If you do like the video, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, and that way you'll be notified every time we post a new video. So thanks again for watching. See you again soon. Toodaloo.